Let's come!
I am awaiting my dinner. This has caused me to become displeased.
Okay, I quit! I quit right now! I cannot work here anymore!
Shut up, Wesley.
Yeah, I like that. That's good. Yeah, you look like the guy who's on the list because you know the DJ.
Hey, man, I'm on your side. I always knew Isaac was a scumbag. Only had one thing on his mind, that guy. You're better off without him.
Hobo clowns are the most dangerous because they're hungry.
JP, you stupid bastard!
I would be happy to attempt sexual relations with you, Lieutenant.
Weird how some guys can treat a woman that way and somehow just not be bothered by it.
The tingles. I feel as if I have been standing my entire life and I just sat down. Charlotte!
Oh my God. Oh God, my God. It's so good. Oh, this is unbelievable. It's so good.
We need no longer fear the banana.
Does it work on all fruit?
What about salads?
Now entering glory hole.
Egotastic FunTime.
Hey gang, I'm JP and welcome back to Talking the Orville on Egotastic FunTime. Well, actually, it's a little bit different than that. So Talking the Orville live show explosion. Excuse me, it's been a little while, you guys. I've been out into the undiscovered country of Atlanta, Georgia, there during the shoot for just part one shoot of shoot 1 of 5 for the Axanar. The next couple episodes of Axanar, and it was an amazing experience. We'll get to that. There's Orville news. There's Star Trek news. I got all kinds of stuff pulled up, and we're going to talk about all of it. That's why we come here. That's why we come to this channel, to talk about this nerdy stuff that we love. Talk about all the updates from the Orville panel at the New York Comic Con, but also 2 Star Trek trailers dropped, and I pulled up a bunch of screenshots so we can look at them and talk about what we think is going on. Do we like it? Do we not like it? Do we love it? Do we hate it? Why are you spitting hate on stuff that doesn't matter? There's things going on in the world, you guys. Put your hate on that. But you don't have to give love to those things either. That's the trade-off. Don't waste your time on hate, but also don't spend time loving on something that doesn't necessarily love you back. What's going on, you guys? I'm glad to be back home. Christina, what's going on? Hope everyone is wonderful. Kathia Star, oh man. Robin Phoenix plays. Loved the Axonar reports. Couldn't be there live, but the vids were awesome. Thank you. We had nothing but problems. Nothing but problems getting those live streams going. We had, you know, I was there saying, okay, we want to do this. I want to do this. Let's set up this really cool static stream with my nice camera. We ran 150 feet of of cable to have a hardwired connection. We did all this stuff, spent all day, and then, you know, setting up this cool set with a captain's chair and a Klingon chair, and then everybody kept cannibalizing our stuff to use it for other parts of the production, which that's fine, that's more important. So I was like, you know what, and then we had computer problems nonstop. So I said, you know what, F all this noise. We got cell phones, we got Wi-Fi, we got voices. Let's just go guerrilla warfare style and just get out in there in the trenches and live stream from our phones. So that's what I did. I live streamed from my phone as much as I could, but we were planning on streaming a lot more, but we just kept running into so many problems that it just wasn't working out, even though I was running my tuchus off 12 hours a day for 4 days straight. I totally would have stole the captain's chair. It was a great captain's chair. There was, well, of course, there was the official captain's chair on the set of the bridge, and I brought some pictures to show you guys. That's the real deal. Then there's another captain's chair that was just extra for, you know, behind the scenes stuff, things like that. Artsy lovely lady, thank you very much.
As I am incapable of stuttering, I must conclude that you heard me.
Oh, thank you very much, artsy lovely lady. Ice cream and egotastic fun time. I love ice cream. Love me that ice cream. What's up, Axonar Comics? What's up, Trey? I worked with Trey all weekend long. We had a great time getting to know each other. It was great to see you, Trey. Axonar Comics. But your beard looked great, JB. Thank you. I had that camera right in my face the whole time. Hey JP, as always, you look like the guy who got into the club because you know the DJ. I do know the DJ. His name is Raul. What's up, Geola? Do some woodworking and have my TV remote in the handle. You betcha. Well, yeah, I did an interview. They interviewed me. I didn't do any interviews while I was there. I'd chat to people as I'd say, hey, what's up? How are you doing? I'm live streaming. What's up with you? But I was so busy, I wasn't able to sit down with anybody. Everybody was busy at the production. But they interviewed me for the Blu-ray, so I sat down in the behind-the-scenes captain's chair, and they with Keith M. Seedor, and they asked me questions, and we talked about some behind-the-scenes stuff. So that was pretty cool, I have to say. So when the Blu-ray comes out of Axonar, if my interview makes it to the final cut, I'll be in the behind the scenes part of it. Even JP just remembered what day it was. Yeah, it's Thursday. Ain't gonna lie, I've had a hard time remembering what day it is. More than usual, because I didn't get back until Monday, so that means I lost Monday. So I woke up on Tuesday ready to try to figure out how to get this all fired up again, thinking it was Monday the whole time. Let's see who is here right now. We got some Orville stuff to talk about, you guys. We got lots of stuff to talk about. We got to talk about Discovery, Picard, and the Orville. Participants: Adega Outlaw, Artsy Lovely Lady, Axonar Comics, Christina, Dan Crane, Dr. Scott Giles, Eccleston's Angel. I'm so glad you're able to make it, Eccleston. Hope you're feeling better. Geolaw 1, I'm Darkfire 007, Jesper 117, Jonathan R, Kathia Star, Kevin James, Larry Peterson, Naden Knight, Orville Nation, Rob Crawford, Robin Phoenix Plays, and Roman Easley Fortner. And I did see some other names in the chat, but YouTube does what it does. Orville Nation, thank you so much. Man, do I need that.
There was no equipment malfunction.
Well, you don't have to brag about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for an amazing job with the Axonar filming, JP. We felt like we were right there with you guys. Well, that was the point, Orville. When I was doing that, I was like, you know what? This is better than what we originally had planned. That half day that we spent getting it all set up. This is better because now we can move around. We can go everywhere and not be in some static place because there was stuff happening everywhere. There was 2 sound stages. The big bridge, and then, well, both stages were the same size, but one had the bridge, which had a lot of stuff going on it, and then on the last day, they moved over to the other sound stage to do character interviews in front of the green screen. So I was glad we were able to walk around. I thought it was a much better. The Wi-Fi signal went out pretty far, which was good because it was actually a really long run from where the modem was located to the exact other side of the complex, which had the costume and makeup area. And of course, it was great getting to hang out with JG Hertzler, Martok, you guys, and he's a hoot. He's amazing. He's very theatrical in person, but he's also down to earth. He's just a person with a big personality, but very sweet. At one point during the production, it was very hot those first couple days, very hot. And you have to turn off the air conditioning a lot of the time when you're filming because it'll pick up in the microphones. And this ain't no bo-dunk production. This is high quality. I've been on many Hollywood sets in my life, and this felt just like those did. So it got very hot. So at one point, he just went off and bought ice for everyone to cool everyone's drinks down. He just came back with a bunch of ice for the coolers. He's amazing. Rob Crawford, thank you so much.
Boom. Yeah, not like that, but yeah.
Right.
Oh, thank you very much. I wish we could do more. If I ever get the opportunity to go do streams, either at future Axonar Productions or because they still got 4 more shoots to do. Some of those shoots don't require all the hubbub that we had this weekend. Some of them are smaller, some of them are big. There's lots of different stuff going on. But, if I ever get the opportunity to do something like that again, I know what to do now. We figured it all out. Now I know exactly what to do. But, of course, we had Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi does help. I don't know if we'd be able to make it work at some just random place that doesn't have Wi-Fi. Hey, Geolaw, thank you very much. You guys are really helping out. Wow, thank you so much.
We need no longer fear the banana.
Does it work on all fruit?
What about salads?
A few extra bucks for the last few weeks I missed because I was working on the road. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Geolaw. You are helping me out quite a bit keeping these lights on here because YouTube doesn't help out. And I got some pictures of the Orville to look at, you guys. Axonar Comics says, would so love to team up with JP. It was an experience of a lifetime. Jaloja. Well, yes, Trey. Same here. Hopefully we'll be able to do that again. I think next time now that we know exactly what to do, we could probably just have a 2-man team. Me and you. We'll go out there and do it. Do it to it, my dude. Some people must have got paid. I guess. I have no idea about any of the business side. I have no idea. A lot of volunteers were there, so I don't know. It was all Star Trek fans with skills. These are people that have high quality skills, but they are Star Trek fans, so I'm guessing they contributed their time to this project because they believe in it. But we did get some yummy snacks while we were there, which was very nice. Jonathan R. says, because of the CBS guidelines, the 3rd and 4th Axonar episodes will be a different story than the first 2, right? Well, this is what was planned to be the 2-hour movie. Prelude to Axonar was just a proof of concept to get the 2-hour movie made. But then CBS said, you ain't making no 2-hour movie. Nobody is. And so they have the rules now. So they condensed the 2-hour script into these 2 episodes. And wow, what I saw being filmed, like on the dailies, like I took pictures, and I'll show you pictures here in a little bit later in the stream. They look cool, they look all right. But what I saw with my own eyeballs, peel back the lenses of your phone and use your human eyeballs. Wow, it's gonna blow Prelude out of the water. Seriously, it really, really is. Hey, James Owen, thank you so much.
Boom, bitch!
Boom, bitch. How about that, James Owen? What you got to say about that? Here's my help for the week. Keep the stream strong. Absolutely. Also, a quick stream report. I stream on Twitch. Do some video gaming stuff on the Twitch. I'm just going to continue to stream on Twitch, but I'm switching over to just chatting. What we're doing right now, having this conversation, is what I'm going to be doing on Twitch multiple times a week. I don't think the gaming takes away from the conversation. Every once in a while I'll play a game, but really it's about communicating. When I'm playing, I try to keep up with the chat, but it's hard. So I'm like, hey, let's just chat. Let's hang out. So on Twitch, you can subscribe. There's a link down below. If you want to be part of those conversations where we talk about everything, go ahead and feel free to prescribe to subscribe to that. Okay, that's a good one right there. Roman Easley Fortner says, JP, congratulations on finding out the Orville shoot date, by the way. Now, that was my main theory, because I just posted that video, 30 minutes ago, where I figured out, and I got a video to play you guys, Orville video to play you guys. I figured out from this video that the production put out for New York Comic Con that, in my opinion, it seems to me that the very first shoot date, episode 1 of season 3, starts February 17th. Now, of course, months of work, nonstop work, is being done right now, and then to get the shooting started. The shooting of these episodes is the least important part. Shooting these episodes is the smallest part of getting these episodes out. Everything else is post-production and building these sets. The shooting is hard, but it's the easiest part, in my opinion, with how much work goes into these episodes. So I'm saying February 17th, but there is a chance that I could be wrong, but it doesn't seem likely that they could start filming the first episode December 17th. But that's just less than a week away from Christmas, you guys, and that means that they would have to shoot the episode that entire week, the week before Christmas, and then have and then take a bunch of time off, because Hollywood pretty much shuts down for the most part the second half of November to basically the first half of January, almost till the end of January. That's been my experience when I lived there. The best time to live in LA is the second half of November to the first half of January. It's the most beautiful place in the world. They got decorations, and there's nobody there because very few people are from there. Everyone's moved from other places, so everyone goes back to where they came from to visit their family. It's amazing. You can get anywhere in LA in 10 minutes. It's an amazing place to live for that 2-month period. I'll tell you that right now. What are my thoughts on the new Picard trailer? Well, we're going to get to that, Axonar. I have some pictures pulled up that we're going to look at. JP Picard trailer thoughts. Yeah, I figured we'll be talking Orville, then Picard, then Discovery, and then maybe we'll get into some more Axonar stuff. But so far with Picard, I do have some thoughts on it, but for the most part, it's more good than bad. And that's what I've always wanted. I'm like, look, like with the previous 2 seasons of Discovery, season 1, just throw that sucker away. Except for there were a couple moments where I'm like, ooh, they could have done something cool with season 1 of Discovery. But season 2, very convoluted, nuts. But there were some moments. There were 2 episodes in season 2 that were legit Star Trek episodes. Just 2. It should be the majority. There should be more good than bad. But so far with Discovery, it's been more bad than good. But I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case in season 3. And I've been saying that, but we'll take a look at that as well. Dan Crane, what?
Hey, there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I need to take a 1-week break more often. The live streams were, as the doctor would say, fantastic. Devoted Patreon. Thank you very much, Dan Crane. Now, it's fantastic. That was Eccleston's catchphrase, wasn't it? When he say fantastic? If I recall. I haven't watched the new short treks yet. Now, I know they dropped the Q&A one over the weekend. Did they just drop the Tribble episode? I haven't seen either because I have to resubscribe to CBS All Access. But it looks like I have to subscribe to CBS All Access to get 15 minutes of Star Trek over the course of 4 months until Picard starts. That's how they do you, man. Don't forget to send JP some love. Thank you, Robin. All right, real quick, I have a video to show And, okay, I got it right here. So the Orville put out this video at Comic-Con just to show that things are working. Production is really ramped up. Here's what they got going on right now, and this is where I figured out my when the shoot date would be. I'm thinking February from what I saw. Could be December, but that really seems unlikely to me. But you never know. These people are dedicated. They'll stay away from their families to get this done. That's just part of being in the business, right? That's holidays is usually pretty slow in Hollywood. But here we go.
You squeeze your hand as tight as possible. Really flex that forearm. 8 inches, please.
Yeah, you turn it up.
I knew it was 8.
There we go. They're getting work done, you guys. Blueprints for the sets. Sparks are flying. Costumes. Those are the effects schedule. Alright, so there's where I figured it out, right there. You know how I do. I look through all the frames, you guys. Now, well, the Star Trek mug, that was Brandon Braga's mug. That was on Brandon Braga's desk. And of course, Brandon Braga is a huge deal when it comes to Star Trek. He's one of the 90s godfathers of Star Trek. So it makes sense. But also, so here's what we know. I do know that for the shoot schedule, when they finally do start shooting, that they're going to shoot episodes 1, 2, and 3. They're going to skip episode 4. And the next episode in production is episode 5. And then I guess episode 4 makes sense to shoot at some other time. Maybe it's because it's on location. Maybe it's because they need to do some changes. We don't know. We'll figure that out later. I do know that production for the Orville for season 3 has been doubled. The production schedule for season 3 is doubled what it was in season 2 because they want season 3 is so big, and they also want every episode to be at that quality level of the Identity 2-parter, which of course is Emmy nominated. It's a very big deal, as you guys know. That was an amazing set of episodes, but especially Identity Part 2, which had all the crazy effects. They want every episode to match that look, which is huge. We do know that the budget is huge for season 3. Now, as far as episode count goes, it was announced that we'll be getting 11 episodes for season 3, but the episodes are all going to be a little bit over an hour each. Don't even think about commercials. Doesn't even matter. Actual content, a little over an hour each episode. That's a lot longer episodes. I did the math. Turns out that we're actually getting 14 episodes worth of material inside those 11 episodes. So actually season 3 is going to be the longest new season technically, because season 1 was supposed to be 13 episodes. They had to take the one episode out, Primal Urges, because the effects weren't ready, and they put that in season 2, which was also supposed to be 13 episodes. So basically they were supposed to be 13 episodes, and now we're getting 14 episodes inside of 11 episodes, which is amazing. John Allen Moravitz, thank you so much.
Hobo clowns are the most dangerous because they're hungry.
It's Jalogen in Cash. Jalojalulia, it's Jalogen in Cash. Oh, yeah. I have season 1 Orville DVDs waiting on season 2 release. Yeah, season 2, I believe, releases in December. Somebody said November, but I'm like, the internet is saying, Amazon is saying December. So we'll see if that gets changed, because if you go on Amazon, it doesn't say that it gets released in December. It doesn't say anything. But if you type it up and search it for on Amazon and all your Google searches come up, it says right there, December 9th or December 3rd or something like that. Eccleston's Angel.
Shut up, Wesley.
Oh, you could deserve better than that.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a new fun thing.
3 months of rehab, JP, but I survived, and I'm home now. Yay! Well, I'm glad you're home. I'm glad you survived, and I'm glad they're doing what they need to do to get you some rehabilitation from your medical emergency. And I'm glad you're doing okay, Eccleston. I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully, we'll take your mind off of it for a little bit. What else do we know about the Orville? It's I think I said everything, right? Double the production, double the refreshment. It's going to be much bigger effects for season 3. Oh, and of course it is going to be on Hulu. This we know. And we also know that international audiences should be viewing season 3 exactly where they viewed it before. But I will tell you, now that Disney owns Hulu, it is in Disney's plan to bring Hulu out worldwide, which would be great because Hulu's amazing. I've had Hulu since the day it premiered. I don't remember how long it was ago, 8 years ago, something like that. But it doesn't matter for season 3. You'll just, if you're an international person, it's just wherever you saw it before is technically where you should be seeing it this time as well. Double your pleasure. Ooh, the Bentox got that joke. I couldn't quite remember all the words. Double mint gum. I'm just reading what you guys are saying. Congrats to Angel. UK discs only. Now, okay, another thing that we do know is the Orville Season 2, and I'm actually going to be doing a video about this really soon. The Orville Season 2 on DVD is on DVD. It's not on Blu-ray. Season 1 is not on Blu-ray. So I was doing my research trying to figure out what's going on. Fox does not do Blu-rays. Go look at all the Fox shows. So I started looking at other Fox shows, big Fox shows. None of them have Blu-rays. Fox about 5 years ago stopped doing Blu-rays. They found it, to be a loss, or also I think they had some sort of weird coding problems when they were putting out Blu-rays, that they weren't working in different systems. So I think they decided to just go streaming. But now that the Orville is going to be on Hulu, season 3 at least, season 3 I'm thinking, because Hulu puts out Blu-rays for their shows. Their Hulu originals come out on Blu-ray. So I'm thinking it's possible season 3 might be coming out on Blu-ray. But does that mean that Hulu will now go back and put season 1 and season 2 on Blu-ray? Will they be coming out with a set? I think we might have a possibility now that the Orville, even though it's produced by Fox still, it's a Hulu original. It's not a Fox Presents thing anymore. So I'm thinking we might actually get some Blu-rays thanks to Hulu, which is nice. Dr. Scott Giles says, all this talk about doubling reminds me of when I dated twins and they didn't find out about each other. What? All right, you guys, I got some pictures here. Let me go into picture mode. Junk, picture mode. So we had a special visitor on the set at the studio. George R.R. Martin paid a visit to the Orville, and they of course gave him an Orville hat, which he has right here. He's a fan. Apparently George R.R. Martin is a huge fan of the Orville. Of course he is. It's an amazing show, right? And there he is going, hey, what's up? Now, all right, let's do this real quick. Let's see. Any resemblance? Do you guys see the resemblance? I hope not. I hope not. No, he's a beautiful man. He's a beautiful man. Now, don't forget, next week, the Orville, the last comic book for now. They might be put out some more comic books, but I'm sure that it's not in the works as of yet. The last Orville comic book, The Word of Avis Part 2, comes out next week. And so 1 week from tonight, we will be doing the live reading of The Word of Avis Part 2 and get that exciting conclusion going on. Axnar Comics, thank you so much. Trey says, no resemblance. Thank you. Wait, are you wearing your glasses? All right, so don't forget, I think there's a link down below. There used to be. Not Axnar, I'm so sorry. The Orville, The Word of Avis Part 2 is available for pre-order. It's like a couple bucks. I got mine all pre-ordered. I'm going to crack that baby open on my Kindle the second it releases. Yeah, we'll be doing story time next week, you guys, so don't miss out on that. Now, this is from New York Comic Con. Now, this is nice. This is nice, and this is kind of what I predicted. So, of course, we have David A. Goodman, who wrote The Word of Avis, by the way, John Cassar, Adrian Palicki, and Scott Grimes. And you can see right here, they are both having a great time. They're friends. They're joking. They're laughing with each other, which is very good to see. And during the Orville panel at New York Comic Con, when they're each being asked what their favorite episode is, Adrian said her favorite episode is the Krill episode from season 1. She thought the story was great, and she thought Scott and Seth were great. So her favorite episode is a Gordon episode. So it's so great to see them together, sitting right next to each other, laughing, smiling, putting their heads together. It's great. Here's that spoiler alert. I think that might be Lex Cassar. It's hard to tell. I have to look into his eyes to know. I have to look into the eyes of people to know who they are. Spoiler alert. Looks to me like he's holding a new weapon. He's holding a new weapon, in my opinion. Probably a new hand cannon. I'm trying to see what's... Oh, that's just something on the table. He's holding what looks like a weapon, which, like I've said before, in Season 3, expect to see lots of new technology. Not only some new ships, but new weapons. Not only handheld weapons, but weapons on the ships, because they need to bump up what's going on now that we're going up against the Kalon. For the fate of all sentient life in the galaxy. So weapons are going to be going nuts next season, you guys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lex Cassar. Now, this here is, I believe this is from Corbin Effects, who is in charge of making, like, replicas and stuff for the Orville. I believe these might, either they're making these for production, or they're making these for sale, which I hope they're for sale. I hope they're for both. As you can see, this looks like the longbow rifle, and you'll see that on the top, and this is in what they use in production as well. It has these lights here, these settings that you can make. It has the Orville's, the Union symbol right there. Probably set it to, you know, shock their nuts off, or just knock them out, or just kill them to death. You know, there's lots of different things. Orville vibrator, there you go. Here's a little side view there. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. Here's a little bit of the production. Maybe they just painted them. Yeah, it looks like they got spray painted. Looks like there's cardboard below. These are the various pieces. Looks like they kind of fit, you know, they're molded for your hand a little bit, I guess. And of course, the Orville's coming to Hulu 2020. Set phasers to Krill. Oh, Archmage, I love that. That is so good. That's a pun I have not come up with yet. Is my mic low tonight? Let me see. Oh, I can't even tell because stupid OBS isn't working. How's that? Is that better? I can make some adjustments, but OBS is... I'm tired of using Streamlabs OBS. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys, Streamlabs OBS has been... Even though they got a lot of cool features, always something's going on. So I think I'm going to switch back eventually to vanilla OBS. Much better? Good. There's always something going wrong. Damn you, Streamlabs. Damn you. The Orville Season 3. Here's the panel. Now, Seth MacFarlane was not able to make it, but the rest of the cast was having a lot of fun. David A. Goodman, Adrian, Penny, Scott, Peter. I feel like I'm naming off the Bradys. Mark, Jay Lee. Oh my God. Chad, Jessica, and John Cassar. All there. They had a lot of fun. Of course, Scott serenaded Mark with the song from Identity Part 1. Mark also gave his... he taught people how to do his hands like Isaac. He says he does what he calls... What's the alien from American Dad? Is it Arthur? I can't remember. The alien, he goes, you put your hands like that, and then you just kind of bring them down and you start moving them kind of, you know, robotic style. Oh, and then one of the fans asked if there would be a musical episode. David A. Goodman said, "Oh, I'll answer that. No, there will not be a musical episode." But then Scott Grimes is like, "Well, I don't think we should do a musical episode either. That's jumping all the sharks. But if we did, he thinks it would be cool if we went to a planet where the people of that planet only communicate through song, which would be a good way to do it, at least for a small little scene, right?" Here is a fan dressed up as Claire. She even has little green hair thingy going on. These costumes are getting great. These costumes are getting better and better. Here is the crew posing for some green screen pictures. Here's them talking to Sci-Fi Wire, which I'm assuming their video is up on YouTube. I haven't seen it yet. But I just love that the whole time they're getting paid attention to. Michael Burnham's in the background going, "Damn it, nobody wants to talk to me." What? There's the green screen pic again. We got to do some stuff with that, you guys. We got to do some stuff with that. And then here they all are lined up for the Comic-Con pic. Damn, Jessica ain't playing around. What's going on? Hey, Eric Pullman, thank you so much.
Everybody does it sometimes. I went to town on myself this morning. That's why I look so relaxed right now.
God, this whole ship is gross.
It is. Eric says, had my ticket, was waiting for my plane when I had a panic attack, so I walked out. Any advice, JP, or viewers on traveling with anxiety? I was trying to go to Cairo from Indiana. Well, one tip I can give you, does Indiana have medical marijuana? Because that'll probably help. That'll probably help. I flew back from Atlanta about noonish on Monday. So I'm like, oh, I better eat something. So I went to the little restaurant like 11 in the morning, and I had some food, but I also ordered 2 Long Island iced teas at 11 in the morning. I got on my plane just fine. Substance abuse will help you through a lot of stuff. Don't be addicted to, don't abuse substances, you guys. That was a joke. Here's where I figured out, here's that part of the video where I figured out when they're going to be shooting. This really seems like a Monday to me. The only day on the only calendar days this year, the beginning of the year, that matched up with what I saw on their calendar was February. Everything else, the days were just way off on the days of the week. And of course, here's the thumbnail. And we're back to George. So that's the Orville news, you guys. One word, sleep. Oh, one other very important piece of information about the Orville Season 3. When it drops, probably September. When it drops, it will be, it'll come out weekly. They'll be doing weekly episodes. They're not going to drop the whole thing at once. They're going to do one episode a week, which is great, because that means we're going to continue to do the Talking the Orville live show pre-show explosions, just like we used to do. It also gives me time to do a card time video for each episode. It also gives me time to take all the days I need to put together the big hoity-toity big time reviews of each episode. And then of course after that we have plenty. It gives us lots of time. It gives us time to geek out, which is, it's important. Weekly drops on these types of shows are very important so that fans can geek out. If you want to drop every episode of Magnum PI all at once, fine, go ahead and do that. Comic-Con type shows, fandom shows, weekly, please. Please and thank you. How can we survive until September? Well, we're gonna do our best here on Egotastic FunTime. Oh, Egotastic Card Time is coming back, Scott, because the weather has changed. So now I can start doing card time videos again. I'm going to try to go see, there's a lot of movies coming out this month and next month. So I'll go see a movie in the morning on a Friday, do a card time video, and come back and report. Yeah, we'll be getting back to card times this month. Let's see here. I have, okay. Oh, by the way, I went and saw The Joker. Oh, I loved it. I loved it so much. I should have done a card time video. It was amazing. Absolutely incredible. I don't know if you guys got to see the Joker movie, but damn, it's one of the best damn movies. A film. It wasn't a movie. It was a film. One of the best films I've seen in a very long time. I've seen some great movies. This was a great film. What's up, Vic Haas, Devgon? Hey, JP, I haven't been around for the past few days. What do you think about the Picard trailer? Well, we're going to talk about the Picard trailer right now. So take off your Orville hats and put on your Star Trek hats, you guys. Let's get all queued up for Picard. First off, I'm still super excited for Picard. It still looks great. Absolutely great. There's a lot of 100% canon Star Trek stuff in these frames that I saw in the trailer. Yeah, I'll be covering the trailer, a little bit covering the trailer. You got to be careful. Somebody just sent me a message today. They did a trailer reaction where they were talking about the trailer. They're really excited for Picard. And they're, you know, like what I used to do. And CBS blocked their video worldwide. So I was giving them advice. I said, you know what? You can't, when it comes to anything else, any other movie, any other studio, show bits of the trailer, talk about it, break it down, stuff like that. But when it comes to CBS Star Trek, maybe some screenshots, nothing else, because they do not want anybody else playing with their ball for any reason, even if you're there to support them. They don't know how to treat the fans. I don't let that discourage me from grading their work objectively. But when it comes to CBS, boo CBS. You might even put out good Star Trek CBS someday. Picard might be the first one. Yay to what you put out. But to you personally, boo. Always and forever. So here is the one of the first scenes that we see. And it's Data. Obviously a dream sequence. Picard is walking in the vineyard. It's obviously a dream sequence. Data is there painting a picture. And they're wearing legit, he and Picard are wearing their legit TNG uniforms. This is not stuff from the movies. This is not some new thing. This is their 100% legit TNG television series uniforms that they're wearing in this sequence. And that's just a cool thing that they did for Picard. And then we see Data, dream sequence Data. It's great to see Data. They didn't do enough work, though, in post-production to get him looking right. He looks kind of weird. He looks weird. His hair looks weird. His mouth looks weird. His forehead's okay. I went back and looked at the young Data. Data has lots of lines in his forehead. Looks a little weird. We still love him. I'm not hating on it. But they could have done more work to young him up digitally. Especially for, I'm sure all these scenes with Data will be short. They did what they, I would say that they did what they could, but I think they could have done more. I mean, think about in Westworld what they did with Anthony Hopkins. My goodness, that was incredible work. They could have done a little bit better. But you know, we just have to suspend our disbelief with that one. It's fine. It's fine. It's Brent Spiner. It's fine. Now, Data is drawing this picture, right? It's unfinished. It's got it looks like a lady to me, but someone in a robe. Their face is not drawn yet, which means like no identity, which Picard might be trying to find his identity. Identity part 1 by part 2. He or she is standing on the ocean, which kind of makes me think of a siren. This might be like a siren, right? Which is a great metaphor. Now, I told you in a previous video a couple weeks ago that the new ship, the Picard's new ship is called La Sirena, or La Sirena, which translates to the siren. So we see a siren right here. The ship is called a siren. And so this is representation of that. It all comes together. It's like poetry, so that it rhymes. So this is definitely representative of the ship. Jonathan R.
Tingles. I feel as if I have been standing my entire life and I just sat down.
Even though I am standing up. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Wow, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You put a big smile on my face. I might sleep easy tonight. Thanks for being honest and positive, dude. Thank you. Even when I'm being negative about something, I try to do it positively, or at least fun. Make fun of something in a fun way. Be critical of something in a fun way. Because there's enough non-fun ways that, you know, people being critical of stuff. I'm all for being critical of stuff. But a lot of people are being critical in a non-fun way. That's just not my style. I think we can laugh at these things. It's just entertainment, right? It feels important, but really, we're all going to be dead in 5 years. So, hey, what you going to do? Positivity. So this is a Siren. The new ship is called a Siren. We will see the outside of Picard's ship. Now, I wish these pictures were clearer, but hey, this all helps with the with the copyright stuff, right? Because CBS will even knock you for just showing frames. Not everybody, just certain channels. Stupid CBS. Somebody say that? So this is Picard talking to Data. Data is handing over the paintbrush to him, saying, "Would you like to finish it?" And he's like, "I don't know how." And he's like, "I think you do, Captain." So it's all big metaphor stuff, which is great. That stuff happened all the time. Remember when Data and TNG had that dream program? It's filled with nothing but metaphors, right? And also, Data would like to paint. Picard also liked to paint. If you go back and watch TNG, and there was actually this great episode, a scene where Data and Picard was wanting Data to critique his painting, and Data was trying to critique it, but Data's not human, and he wasn't seeing the right things, and Picard was getting angry at the fact that Data is critiquing it as if he is human, though he's not. Now this, I'm guessing, is some sort of Romulan faction ship, you guys. I'm pretty sure this has something to do with the Romulans. I don't know if this is a Romulan technology, like a Romulan bird of prey, mixed with Borg technology, but also this very much seems like a flashback to that rescue armada that Picard took place in, that changed everything. I'm guessing, well, I'm not guessing, I know for a fact that the Picard rescue armada that they spoke about was not sanctioned by Starfleet. He was going it alone, trying to save the Romulans from the destruction of whatever was going on there. The ribbon, the red matter, the Borg that was taking advantage of it. I'm guessing this is a memory back to that rescue armada mission that was not sanctioned. Picard did this thing. He went against Starfleet, which he did in all the movies. In all the movies, Picard went against Starfleet, but he was always right. So I'm guessing this is the one time he was wrong. And I'm guessing he gets injured in that because he walks with a cane. But we'll see. We'll see. This is Picard waking up. Here is his dog, which all of us were correct. Every single one of you predicted that his dog's name would be number 1. His dog's name is number 1. So, I was thinking he should call his dog Renee. But he went with number 1. They wanted to be fun. Well, there's the warbirds, Geolaw, and then there's the Romulan bird of prey, and then there's the warbirds, aren't there? Now, of course, there's a Klingon bird of prey, which is more famous. But there's the warbirds, which are kind of the bigger ones with the double wings that kind of go together. But I could have swore like the old ones were called bird of prey, weren't they? Yes, Bentox, mermaid also translates from there. I think most people said siren is the people of the Latin countries said siren is more directly the translation, but mermaid also works as well. Now this is Dodge. This is the girl that needs help, okay? She needs help. She seeks out Picard to get that help. Now, the podcast guys, Brian and Shane, great guys, by the way. They also try to do things in a fun, positive way. They think this is Picard's daughter. They have all these reasons. They put out a great video. All these reasons why it's, Picard's daughter. I don't necessarily think it's Picard's daughter directly. But, of course, either one of us could be right. I do think she is related to Picard in the fact that she is about the right age to be Shinzon's daughter. She's about the right age. Shinzon was 20-some years ago. She's about 20-some years old. And if she's Shinzon's daughter, that means that she is related to Picard. And, yeah. So I think that's just as easily another prediction that can... They were saying that it could be Picard's daughter that he had with the Borg Queen, which puts it way back in the timeline. But, of course, Borg could have, put some jizzy stuff on ice and replicate it, you know, turn it into a person later on. That totally works as well. But this seems to line up with the Shinzon storyline, you say. Dodge, D-A-J is her name. Yeah, the podcast had a really in-depth analysis. They did some really in-depth stuff. Now, whether or not I agree with them or not, it doesn't matter one way or the other. I'm fine with their prediction. I'm fine with my prediction. What I loved about that is prediction videos. I love prediction videos. They put a lot of work into it. This whole thing, this nerds talking about nerd stuff, the whole thing, the most interesting thing is predictions, the stuff that we come up with, saying, oh, I'm connecting these dots. As humans, we evolved to connect any dots that we can. I love it. That's what made my channel. That's what brought a lot of people to my channel, is crazy predictions. So I'm all for prediction videos more than most types of videos. So good on them for keeping the fun alive, because it's fun. Speculating wildly is fun. Okay, now this is interesting. As we know, this is, of course, San Francisco, which I think is on Earth. I'm pretty sure it's on Earth. So we see the Golden Gate Bridge. Now here, it's been replaced. This is not a road. This is solar panels. That does not make sense to me. In this world, in the Star Trek universe, solar panels are not needed. We have whatever, these fusion reactors and all that stuff. We have unlimited power. Limitless. Which is why we're able to explore the stars. Solar panels are gross. They're yucky. They're super throwback. They have no need for that. But maybe there's some explanation for it. Hey, Mark Lawrence, thank you so much.
Oh my God. Oh God, my God. It's so good. This is unbelievable. It's so good.
Mark says, hey JP, did Alec Peters say anything was headed your way? What do you mean headed my way? I don't exactly understand, but if you clarify, somebody point it out, and I'll get an answer to that question. Like he's sending me something, or I do know that a trailer is going to be coming out sooner than later. They would like to have some sort of trailer out this week or next week for you guys to see exactly how this new production is going to look. It's going to blow your minds. When I was looking at the dailies of the Axonar shoot, I mean, what I saw with my own eyes, I was like, wow, this is incredible. I feel like I'm on a spaceship. But the dailies, I'm like, whoa, snaps, that looks like a movie. So I'm really excited for it. But yeah, go ahead and clarify that. And if I miss it, you guys, somebody just point out what Mark replies with. So yeah, these panels is really weird, but it is cool. It's really nice to see San Francisco. It's always nice to see San Francisco in Star Trek stuff. The Bentox, you are not wrong. Bentox says, I don't know who this Shinzon is. TNG ended with all good things. I agree. I don't necessarily consider the movies to be necessarily canon. They are canon, but I TNG was the show. The movies is some other thing, right? I love the movies. They're not perfect movies, but I love them to death. But when I want Star Trek, I watch one of the series, one of the TV shows. Now here is, I'm guessing this is Starfleet. Picard is going into Starfleet because he's got something to say, because the girl approached him, Dodge. She needs help for some reason. He has to help her because there's something going on that's not right. And we're going to look into that soon here too. But it's all amazing. We do get to see, you know, they have a display of the 1701-D. It's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely perfect. It's right there in holographic form. Now, when I used to go to the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas, which was amazing, at the Hilton, you go on there and they had a huge 1701-D right there suspended. And they also had Voyager, I believe. But they had it right there. So I'm getting that same vibe from this, which is nice. It's making me feel good inside. Oh yeah, First Contact's great. Well, I don't necessarily love Nemesis, except for the fact that I'm hanging out with these people that I love on the screen. But I pretty much like all the TNG movies, even Insurrection, which is kind of icky at some points. Okay, now here's part of what's going on that I think Picard is going to Starfleet. I think this is something that girl Dodge is trying to get help with, because she is part of this. This is on the Borg ship. That's in Romulan control. The Romulan controlled Borg ship. The Romulans somehow got their hands on a Borg ship that they use as a prison ship, but also they think they use it for research and development, which is what this side of it is. And I think they probably might be in cahoots with Starfleet, or maybe Starfleet's turning a blind eye. That is a Noonien Soon android right there. That is the F3. That is a Data, you guys. That's an F3. Remember, we had B4. So if you had B4, I'm sure they did B4, B5, B6, B7. Oh, let's get to the C's, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, the D's, now the F's. So this is, and you see they got a whole army of them. The Romulans are building Datas. And I'm sure this all comes from the Measure of a Man. Measure of the Man is going to be a very important episode to the Picard trailer. Now, in the Measure of a Man, Picard was trying to show that because Data is sentient, because he is self-aware, he has the rights as any other being, right? But then B4 comes along. B4 is not Data. B4 doesn't have those experiences. B4 is a blank slate. Data dies in Nemesis, gets exploded from that Shinzon ship, right? But now we have B4, and you see B4 in the trailer, in a drawer or whatever. We assume that's B4. Brent Spiner says he thought that was B4 and not Data, because Data would be super exploded, right? There was no damage on the thing that was in the drawer. B4 didn't have that trial. B4 is a blank slate. He's not quite sentient. He's just kind of a copy. He didn't earn anything as far as, if they put him on trial or whatever. So they probably determined that, yes, Data had the rights as an individual, but B4 would not have the rights as an individual. So we can bring up that program again that one scientist dude in the Measure of a Man was trying to use to study Data and to make an army of Datas. This is directly related to the Measure of a Man, and I think that's pretty damn cool. If they're taking all these stuff from the episodes to tie it all together into the show, I think that's pretty sweet. JP, the girl in the video, is lol. People have said that, but that's Dodge. That's Dodge. I'm pretty sure she's related to Picard, at least as a Shinzon thing. James Wong says, "I'm here with you, buddy." All right. B4 was downloaded with all of Data's memories, etc. Yeah, Data's memories, but it's still not Data. Now, of course, you could take all that information that Data downloaded and just put it in a storage facility somewhere, maybe upload it to the holodeck, something like that. But yeah, they are making Datas, you guys. And I'm saying that this is on the Romulan Borg ship because they are wearing the exact same uniform that Dodge is wearing at another scene in the trailer when she was on the Borg ship. This is Picard going to some lady at Starfleet, and he's angry at her. He said because he wants to go on this mission to help this girl, which I believe she's aware of this corrupt stuff that's going on that's not right, and she comes to Picard to get help. He goes to Starfleet, and he says to this lady, Starfleet needs to represent again what it was, all the principles it was based upon, because apparently they're not doing that anymore. This is the start of Starfleet veering off into, questionable territory. And Picard's like, no, this is wrong. This must be stopped. This, and that. And she says, this is not your house anymore. Go back home, Picard. This has nothing to do with you. And he's like, no. So this is going to be another, the mission that he's going on is another unsanctioned rogue mission, just like with the rescue mission that he did in Romulus 20 years prior. Geo Law.
I would be happy to attempt sexual relations with you, Lieutenant.
Any thoughts on the fact that Pat Stu only gets second billing on the IMDb page? No. IMDb is a mess. IMDb is nothing to worry about. It's Wikipedia. IMDb is set up just like Wikipedia. I believe the guy that plays Cristobal is first listing on there. Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about that. IMDb doesn't matter. Sometimes you can get some information from IMDb, but it can change on the fly because any user can go in there and change any of the information. And it's not until the official page owner goes in there and changes it back will you get the information. But also, yeah, it's just, yeah, no thoughts at all. I guarantee you, when the show plays, when we finally see it on January 23rd, Patrick Stewart will be the first name that we see. A couple of cast members, and then 40 different producers will be on the screen. Okay, this is a neat one, you guys. Okay, I can't remember this actor's name. You recognize him from a million things. He's talking with Picard. Now, if you look at his hands, he has 3 fingers. Because he could do this. He has 3 fingers, just like the Traveler from TNG. I doubt this is the same guy that played the Traveler, but he is of the same race as the Traveler. So Picard's going to get some information from that dude. It seems like the first couple episodes is Picard going around asking people what he should do and trying to pull a team together. This is Vasquez Rocks. Of course, this has shown up in a million different iterations of Star Trek. I don't know what planet this is supposed to represent, but this is the planet where Picard goes to enlist. I think her name's Raffi. You'll see right here, Raffi. She's kind of the tough one. She can kick ass and chew bubblegum at the same time. And in this scene, she goes, "Oh, another unsanctioned going against Starfleet mission against all the odds." And she's referring to the rescue mission, because I think she also says another rescue mission, blah 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 blah.
Shut up, Wesley.
Damn. Shut up, Raffi. And she has a substance problem. Not her, the character. Raffi does. But we knew that since way before. I revealed that her character, back when the day that they first cast her, I revealed that that's what was going on with her character. Because I had some inside intel. Now this, I'm assuming, is a Romulan colony, because the Romulus has been destroyed, right? So I'm pretty sure this is a Romulan colony because of this ship right here. I believe that's a Romulan looking ship from some sort of thing. And because, Romulus is destroyed, so Romulans are going to be scattered all over the galaxy with different settlements, which I believe is we're going to have different Romulan factions with different ships, with different ideologies, kind of fighting amongst each other, you guys. Splintered. This is what's his face? He plays Elnor. He's the Romulan Legolas. He is a protector of Picard. He's vowed to protect Picard because his people really look up to Picard for saving them. This is Cristobal. He's going to be the pilot. No problems with him. The only problem I have, actually it's one of the few problems I have in the trailer. Oh, wait, we'll get to that. Okay, right here is, I'm pretty sure this is a flashback. This is a memory of 7 of 9 holding a body. Somebody just died. I'm pretty sure this is a flashback, you guys. Some people said this might be Chakotay. I do not think this is Chakotay at all. Chakotay does not have curly hair, but Icheb, what's his name? Icheb from Voyager, that Borg kid, was that his name? You guys might remember. This might be him getting killed, because this is somebody she obviously cares about, and 7 of 9 only cares about like 2.5 people in the entire world, so probably not all over the galaxy. The RSC was pretty big. Yeah, probably not. Yeah, it was like a District 9 ship. Good one. Alright, so here's Cristobal again. Here's the inside of the ship, which has some Minority Report stuff going on, but also the controls, which this is the part I think sucks. The controls are like just light. Like, I don't see how he would have any resistance. He's obviously sitting like he flies the ship, like he can feel what's going on. Like, oh god, it's in my bones to fly a ship, you guys. If it's just a thing of light, a virtual thing that you're flying the ship with, there's no feedback. How are you going to do that? They need some controls. I know why they probably did that, because it looks cool, but other than that, it doesn't seem reasonable. Doesn't seem like you can do anything with that. Is that the billionaire dude from Ascension? I don't know. Now here's the outside of the new ship. This is the La Serena. Looks cool. Looks cool. Looks like a nice, cool rogue ship. I do like how a lot of these ships, the lights are kind of like, you know how those cars have those really bright lights now, those xenon lights, whatever. They're kind of going that. It gives a cool look. Now check this out. Look at this. Look at this. You know what that is? That's classic Romulan ship from the original series, you guys. That's classic right there. They're going all the different types of classes of ships. This is an ancient ship, and they're going up against somebody that has it. Hey, Richards, thank you very much.
I am awaiting my dinner. This has caused me to become displeased.
What? Dinner's good. Don't ever miss dinner. Classic Romulan bird of prey. I think that's cool, because there's going to be different Romulans. They're going to be salvaging whatever ships they can get their hands on. And so it makes sense that the different Romulans would have different ships. Now here's Picard down on the planet. I think it's that Romulan. It's the Romulan camp. Refugee camp. Romulans are refugees, you guys. And he probably has to prove his worth by hitting people with swords. Probably going to hit that dude right in the nuts right there. That's the best way to bring down a Romulan. A lot of people don't know that. This was cool. I really feel the Picard series is going to have a lot of this. People being nice to each other. People high-fiving each other and smiling when things going right. And I'm hoping they're not going to proclaim that it's the power of math or say, F yeah, dude. Stuff like that. It's just people that work together. They had a victory. They're celebrating that victory. That is great. That is the type of mood that we need, because there's going to be some heavy stuff going on in this series. Very character driven, which I'm very excited about. But it's going to have some explosions, but it's going to not rely on those explosions from what I can tell so far. It's going to be about the characters and their interactions. Here is that Borg cube. We got some sort of weird Romulan, either warbirds or birds of prey. I think these are the same type of ships that were in that flashback from the Rescue Armada. Oh no, this might be I think there's 3 different types of Romulan ships in these trailers, you guys. That's the power of meth, people. This is Dodge. Now Dodge, I was thinking she was a prisoner. Maybe she's not a prisoner, or not a prisoner like the way you would think she is. Like she's kept because I think she has some sort of skill or knowledge that the Romulans want or need. She's super smart. She helps with the research. Maybe she knows Borg stuff, something like that. They're needing her expertise, and that's why she's on the ground floor of what's wrong, what's going on, and why she escapes. She does escape this ship without a doubt. There are 4 lights. Meth's bad. Don't do meth. Now, of course, this is 7 of 9 dual wielding, taking care of business. I'm assuming she is fighting the Romulan guards that were trying to get Dodge. Those Romulan guards that were fighting Dodge on the staircase, they're showing up a lot in this trailer. You can see them breaking into a house. It's either 7 of 9's house, Riker's house, or Picard's house. Doesn't matter. It's a house, and it's one of these people's houses. So she's fighting back. She's dual wielding. You can see there's a drink. This might be a bar. There's a drink right over here, just hanging out. You want to know what drink it is? It's blue. They don't have green anymore. And of course, we get to see Will Thelonious Riker, you guys, which was great. And he was just as we were surprised to see him, he was surprised to see Picard. We see Deanna right there when she's not teaching the children on the Orville. She's hanging out with her beau. Now this is Hugh. Hugh is obviously was able to be turned back to human. He's still got some of his prosthetics right there, his Borg implants. This is now if you see right here what he's wearing, this is the same exact uniform that the Romulan guards are wearing on the Borg ship. Exactly the same badge, exactly the same uniform. I don't know if he works for on that ship or if he took somebody's uniform to disguise himself. I would think it's very likely that he works there. They need somebody with Borg expertise to work there. He would also probably want to work there to help the Borg get rehabilitated that were on there. I'm assuming they're rehabilitating these Borg, probably to turn them into soldiers. And it looks like Picard is helping Dahj escape, something like that. Now this I don't get. This is the fight that she has on the steps with the Romulans. The Romulan guards. At some point her skin starts burning. No clue what that is. No clue why her skin would start burning. What weapon would do that? 7 of 9 and the Doctor would have been one of the best matchups in all ST. Yeah, they would have had some fun. There is rumors that Picardo is being talked to do a cameo in season 2 of Picard, which season 2 of Picard begins filming just a couple months in March, I believe, while season 1 is airing. And there you go, you have it, Star Trek Picard. Right now I'm super excited for Picard, as long as it's done right. We won't know if it's done right until we actually see it, you guys. Riker's been married. It's taken a toll. Yeah, I'm totally up for Picard right now. It seems like they learned their lesson, but also, if you're going to bring in Sir Patrick Stewart, you cannot mess around. You have to do right by him. You have to do right by him, CBS. And, you know, I see some people saying, oh, this is the same creative team that created Discovery. It's not going to be good. It's like, well, I don't necessarily agree that. It's the same studio. It's CBS. But it's not the same creative team. It's different people writing it. It's different people in charge of it. Different showrunner. People that are supposed to deserve to be in the same room as Patrick Stewart. So I think it's the same studio. I don't think it's the same creative team. But like I said, I'm not hating on it yet. I'm loving it so far. But if it sucks when it airs, I'm going to let you guys know. You are my sunshine. Who is the Egotastic FunTime merch model? Oh, I don't know. Some lady from the internet. You can do anything on the internet if you believe, if you imagine. But speaking of, I don't have the Seth Trek shirts up to show you, but of course I do have the...
Are you tired of going out in public looking like a stupid bastard? Well, not anymore. Cover up your shame and let JP put his fun time inside you with Egotastic Tees. What are you waiting for? Click on the link below to get wet with fashion.
I'm gonna like the way you look.
Egotastic Tees!
Yay, Egotastic Tees, you guys. Now the new Seth Trek Jaloja Long and Prosper shirts are doing really well. People are really starting to like those, and people are starting to send in pictures of them wearing them. I do have a new shirt coming up really soon that's Avis themed. We're going to be going into the Avis shirts here in just a little bit in honor of the fact that this month the Orville, the Word of Avis Part 2 concludes. So expect some Avis shirts coming along in a day or two. JP, someone said I won the pins.
Okay, I quit! I quit right now! I cannot work here anymore!
Yes, I believe it is you. If your name is Valerie, then you are the winner of the pins. You do have to check your Patreon, though. I sent a message. And you just respond to that, and we'll get the details, and I'll send those to you. You are the winner of the pins. I've been holding on to them for you. Right there. When the little random generator popped up your name, I was like, oh, cool. So there you go. Avis tries harder. That one I'm not doing a shirt that says tries harder, because then that might go into the actual Avis realm. But I do have a couple ideas for fun Avis shirts. Now I'm not going to have Krill on it or anything like that, because that's the Orville's realm. Don't want to take it away from the Orville as far as IP goes, but there's lots of stuff you can do that Orville fans will love that is fine as far as IP goes. Should Picardo appear in Picard? Yeah, it was great to see Robert Picardo on the Orville. twice. Yeah, would love to see the Doctor. I believe they're in talks to get him in season 2. But of course, it all depends on the writing, correct? If they write it well, they can do anything they want. Rumor has it CBS is developing a Neelix cooking show. Well, Archmage, I would watch the hell out of that. I just don't know I don't think they'll do that, though. Hey, Cardinal Sin, what's up?
I am sorry you are upset. Perhaps you are on your period.
Dang, Isaac, that was rude. Let's give you another one.
There was no equipment malfunction.
Well, you don't have to brag about it.
There you go. That's a little bit better. JP, thanks for the great live coverage of Axonar. Thank you. There was a lot more live coverage I wanted to do, but we just kept having issues with the technology. But, you know, every chance we got, we went live again. Now, you guys, you want to see a little bit of the Discovery trailer, what I thought of that? So right now, I'm 110% on board with Picard. Doesn't mean it won't suck, but I'm not going to say it sucks now. Right now, I'm excited about it. I see lots of connections with TNG episodes. Measure of a Man, that's season 2. That's one of the best episodes they ever did. And that was back in season 2 when the episodes were very iffy. And that was one of the best episodes. And if they're tying that in amongst other episodes, All Good Things is also going to be very important. As well as the Hugh episodes. A ton of episodes are going to be brought into this. So we're going to have a lot of episodes to watch when we finally get that going with the watch parties. Which I don't know exactly when that's going to be yet. But a lot of tie-ins, which is good because they're tying in the correct things for this Picard series. As opposed to the first 2 seasons of Discovery, they were tying in the wrong things or changing things that they shouldn't have changed. Though I am excited for Discovery season 3. I thought the trailer looked good. Now that they're 930 years out in the future, doesn't mean it's going to be good though. But which will be even more disappointing because I believe they left themselves open to be good. But no matter how good season 3 of Discovery is, it will never make those first 2 seasons good if you didn't like them already. But if you did like them, you're going to love season 3. So we got, let me get this going here. Picture mode, activate. So here's Discovery. So Discovery, as we know at the season 2 finale of Discovery season 2, Michael Burnham in her little time suit guided Discovery into the wormhole, the black hole, whatever it was, the time vortex. And like as we learned in Star Trek 2009, just as when Spock and the Romulan ship went into that black hole and they time traveled, because they went in at slightly different times from each other, one after the other, they ended up in different parts of the timeline. So I'm guessing that Michael Burnham landed a little bit further back in time than Discovery did, but I'm guessing it's just by 1 year, according to the trailer, which is fine. That's cool. It's a cool little thing. She has to wait a year for Discovery to show up. And she's got her little gear. She got an iPhone, stuff like that. She's got her gear to go with her. She wakes up not knowing what's going on. Here you see she's doing like a captain's log type of scenario. She's actually lived out an entire year of time waiting for Discovery to show up, and she's having her adventures, figuring stuff out. We get this look at what I'm thinking is some sort of weird collection, some sort of team. There's a lot of Andorians there. These are Andorians from the future. They're part of some team that has various members from different planets as part of it, and they have these weird Arukin guns where you shoot the gun and it goes Arukin, and it pushes a force field into people's heads. So we got the Andorians. The Andorians look cool. Still, the Andorians that they've done in Discovery don't look as cool as the Andorians from Enterprise. They should have gone with that. But these are Andorians from the future. They got future tech. They're part of some weird, I don't know if they're the temporal army or what, they're supposed to be the temporal Cold War, this part of the timeline, maybe. So maybe they're trying to track down Burnham because she traveled through time, and they need to say, hey, you are going against time travel stuff, idiot. She's like, I come from a time where you can time travel anytime you want with impunity. Here is the new character who's obviously from this time and kind of has a feel from that character Kraft in the short Trek Calypso. His name is Cleveland Booker. I have to keep reminding myself not to call him Cleveland Brown, but his name is Cleveland Booker. He goes by Book, just like the other dude went by Kraft. Got nicknames. Now we see he said to Michael Burnham that, oh, there's she has the Starfleet insignia. She has the Starfleet badge, and he goes, oh, you believe in ghosts. Apparently Starfleet is no more, or Starfleet has been broken down over the years, which makes sense. You can't have something that amazing. Something that amazing as the Federation. That's the Federation. It's not Starfleet. The Federation. It's so amazing that it's hard to keep it going. The fact that it stays, it just shows how amazing and magical it is. I would expect it to break down at some point. You know, there's ups and downs. It seems to me like season 3 Discovery shows up. Starfleet is almost nothing. It's a secret organization almost of people trying to bring it back. So it's going to be up to Discovery to fight to bring the Federation back to what it was, because it's better for everybody if there's a Federation. Now, of course, from the dystopian past that Discovery came from, I don't know if they know what a good Federation is supposed to be like. If they were from a more canon style portion of the timeline, they would know exactly what to do. But as you can see, I think there's less stars. Isn't Starfleet supposed to have more stars in it? But hey, you know, 900 years have passed, so here's the dude that I guess has been trying to keep the dream of the Federation alive, and he's going to be relying on Burnham to do something to bring Starfleet Federation back. 930 years from home. That's the balance of power, people. Oh, check it out. It's the Trill Lazarus pool. So this is the Trill pool. You guys might remember that. What was that? DS9. Michael Burnham is going to lay down in this pool and stuff's going to happen to her. Hopefully a Trill will go up her hoo-ha and turn her into another person. That'd be awesome. Just JK, you guys. I like Michael Burnham. I just don't like any of her backstory. Here is a Trill. License to a Trill. View to a Trill. Turn all your krill puns into Trill puns right now, you guys. Are there 25% fewer stars? I think more than that, right? I can't remember how many stars it's supposed to have. And then it looks like after the year has ended, Michael Burnham's hair is long again, and she gets reunited with the crew. Now, I don't know if the crew just showed up. I'm guessing by their clothing that they've been going through an adventure as well, and they finally get reunited. This is just a hero shot of the Doctor. I was real disappointed with his storyline. I was really interested, like how they were going to bring him back, and then when they brought him back from that poop cocoon, which was stupid. It was very interesting that he was different because he was rebuilt basically from the ground up with his cells. I'm like, so he felt different and stuff was going on. I was like, ooh, that's really interesting. What are they going to do with that? Turns out he just doesn't feel right. Meh. I'm like, damn it. You really missed something there. We got Stamets and Tilly. I hope they dial her back a little bit. She was better in season 1, I thought. They turned her up too high in season 2. Now this is some lady from the future. I guess she's going to be she's going to be part of the Michael Burnham team. I have no idea what her role is. I do know that Tig Notaro is not going to be coming back, so maybe she's going to kind of fill that role. I have no idea. But she's getting all cozied up on the Jeffries tube. What? Now here is the weird temporal team and their little Arukan cannons. As you can see, we got 2 Andorians. We have, I can't remember what those dudes are called. We got some human idiot. And there's a Cardassian back there. We're actually going to see some Cardassians. And then I have no idea what the hell this dude is. Let's just call him a Klingon, because I have no doubt that Klingons would probably look like that after another 900 years in the Discovery universe. Now you might be asking, why did they put the Andorians on the left and the right of this little unit? The reason they did that strategically is because it's symmetrical. It evens it out on the screen. And they're shooting at Michael Burnham in Cleveland. I'm pretty sure this is right after she first lands. This is where she first lands. This is going to be one of the first scenes in the first episode, you guys. And there's Saru being all Saru-y. This is the part that pisses me off. You guys, I want you to just chill out for a second because I'm filled with rage right now. Nothing wrong with Michelle Yeoh. I love her as an actress. I cannot stand Philippa Georgiou and what they're trying to do with her. They're trying to make her cool and hip, and let's shove in this. Oh, she cares about Michael. Oh, she's worried about Michael. Oh, she has feelings. Blah 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 blah. No, she's an Adolf. She's a space Adolf. She's a space Mussolini, guys. She is worse than all of those people. She's a dictator. She's a cannibal. She's weird. They write lines for her that are wrong for the character. They write lines for her as if she's like Harley Quinn. She's not Harley Quinn. Write the lines correctly for her. Actually get rid of her. Also, isn't she supposed to be in the Section 31 show that they're developing for her? Are they going to do Section 31 930 years in the future, or does she make it back to the timeline so that she can make the classic timeline even worse than it already is? I don't know what they're going to do. I also do not care as long as they get her off the show. She needs to go. Stop trying to force stuff. Love the actress. I watch her in other things. She's great. But they write her wrong. She is wrong. She does not belong. And I hate her. Stupid Emperor Georgiou. You're the worst. Anyway, I said my piece. Hey, Ashley Stephen Root, thank you so much.
Lieutenant Malloy has informed me that I would look pretty good with a mustache.
STD should die in a fire. I'm not even saying that. I'm always rooting. I've been disappointed with Discovery, though it does have some moments that I think are pretty cool. It's just the bad stuff outweighs the good stuff, but there is some good stuff in there. I'm always rooting for it to get better, and I think season 3 has the potential to be a lot better. In fact, I think if they write it correctly and don't get all weird with it like they were doing in the previous 2 seasons, this might be the only season of Discovery that is, in my opinion, really worth watching. It could be if they started the entire series here 2 years ago, I don't think people would have had that much of a problem. If they started it here, where we're from the past and now we don't know what's going on. It sounds like a great place for the series to start. They had 2 wasteful seasons that they never should have done. It has potential. But will they grasp onto that potential? I have no idea. Thomas B. LOL JP, I think most people here wouldn't hold it against you if we never talk about STD. Well, I like talking about STD. It's Star Trek. It's sci-fi. Whether I like it or don't like it, it's fun to talk about it. Now here's, I kind of like Burnham with the long hair. It's kind of cool. Makes me forget about the previous 2 seasons. I think it's probably a good idea to make Burnham look different for season 3, because we got to get those other images out of our head. For those of us that don't like it. Some of us love the other 2 seasons. Some of us love just season 2 and hated season 1. Some of us don't like any of them. There's lots of different types of people here. But yeah, that's cool. And that's that girl that was in the Jeffrey's tube, just tubing up that Jeffrey, you guys. And then here's the very end. This guy's like making her do some kind of oath, which was just some BS line. Just go where the truth lies. That's some sort of BS line. They try to throw in lines that sound important, but they really aren't. But hey, who cares? Who cares? And then the new season will be on 2020. I'm guessing it'll be around whatever time the Orville season 3 airs. For some reason, they've keep trying to tack on Discovery with the Orville. I don't know why they do that. It's really weird. It always premieres 2 weeks after the Orville. But there you go, you guys. That's what I think of Star Trek Discovery. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I was looking forward to seeing season 2 as well, because I like seeing how they try to improve and if they're successful or not. There was moments in season 2 I'm like, oh, pretty cool, and then something else I'm like, oh, boo. Fascinating. It's Mikey Spock. I hope she'll one day just become Mikey, and we'll get rid of the Spock part, because I don't like thinking of her thinking of her as part of that family. She doesn't belong there. All right, so now we got some more pictures here. Here's some Axanar pictures, you guys. Beezer right there says, I'll be watching any Star Trek, including the Orville, LOL. I'm the same. I'll be watching any Star Trek. I'll be truthful about the way I feel about it, but I'm going to watch it anyway, just because I want to see where it's going. Star Trek's been so important to my life. I'm rooting for all of it to be great. Doesn't mean it always is going to be great. It might be the CBS does 5 Star Trek shows and 3 of them are good and one of them's and then the one of them's bad. That can happen, right? Here is Dana with, now during the Ares shoot, they were using the bridge to represent different ships. It was, you know, the Ares, the Hercules, and the Ajax. So this is the Ares sign. And you can see they got like Gene Roddenberry as an admiral. They got Alec Peters. You got Admiral Richard Hatch, J.G. Hertzler, Gary Graham. You know, all these names they're paying tribute to. Eccleston.
Really? This is my job? How did I win at life? But I did. I've won. Yeah.
JP, I've heard rumblings that they're going to release STD right around the time of Axanar in an effort to draw attention away. No, I bet you they don't do that. They don't even know when Axanar is gonna air anyway. They won't do that. I'm pretty sure they won't do that. I mean, if they do, it'll just be coincidental. I will say that CBS put all these rules upon fan films. You know, they can only be 15 minutes. They can't, you know, you can only have a storyline go over 2 episodes. You know, it makes sense. They don't want people making full-length movies because now people can make stuff that looks just as good as the stuff they're doing, or good enough, because some of the stuff that they're doing, the CBS shows, is more than needs to be done. But fans can make stuff that other fans will think looks great. The writing is great. But they put these rules on it. You know, they don't want people making movies. They don't want people making a long series because then they don't want people confusing Star Trek fan films with their Star Trek, which I don't see how that's possible. Their Star Trek doesn't even really look like the Star Trek that the fan films are putting together. But also, then they put all these rules on it, and then CBS goes ahead and starts coming out with short treks, which is pretty much following the same rules as the fan films. 15-minute things, one-off stories. And now it seems like they're doing their own fan films to take away from the fan films and the rules that they put down on them. So it's a dick move. It's a good idea. I think short treks is a good idea if they're done well. But it is just another dick move. We don't want you looking like us, and then they go ahead and do stuff that looks like the fan. That's part of the fan film realm. So it's kind of a dick move. But hey, what you gonna do? It's their sandbox. It's their world. We just get to play in it sometimes.
Mocklins, many of them, ready to be adventurous.
Cardinal Sin, did STD ever explain the Church 300 light years? I think they attempted to. I don't know if they actually did. That church was brought into the future by Mother Burnham's time suit, and I don't think they ever came up with a good explanation for that, especially if they show up in that timeline and that church isn't even there anymore. So maybe they'll figure out how to tie it in season 3, but as of right now, I don't think there's any reason for that church to be there, as far as what they've shown us anyway. Kalen Primary, I'm looking forward to, I'm probably going to have to subscribe to CBS All Access tonight because I do want to see the short treks. People are complaining about, well, people complain anyway, no matter what, but I don't know if they're right or not as far as my opinion goes because I haven't seen it yet. Q&A seems like a good idea, but I think they're always going to have a problem. Ethan Peck is great. I think he's a great actor, but I think they're always going to have a problem having Spock do anything because people don't want to see Spock like that. People want to remember Spock the way he was. I think I preferred bearded Spock because I was able to separate that. So to see Spock in that timeline being recreated, I think is always going to be a problem because CBS messed up that timeline so badly that they can't go back there. I think that episode, the Q&A, I haven't seen it yet. I think it would actually go off better if it's Anson Mount and number 1 in that turbo lift and having the conversation. I just think the fact that they're having a representation of Spock there puts them in a bad spot. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. I want to see what Michael Chabon's writing is like. This will be my first time to see what his writing is like. Rob Crawford. JP, you don't got to do that. Discovery will be on Amazon Prime. No, it won't. Discovery will be on... Discovery's not coming to Amazon Prime. What you talking about? Picard is going to Amazon Prime, but that's only international audiences. It will only be available in the United States on CBS All Access. Nick Danger says, I like Bearded Spock, but the absence of logic that he portrayed in SD is not the Spock we know. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so this is, he's holding the sign here. This is a really great guy, working really hard. This is the bridge. Now, this was one of the monitors that was looking onto the bridge. They had one of the monitors set up. That's basically where the dailies were popping up. Well, they had a lot of screens for that stuff, but I thought that was just a cool picture. And this picture that I took doesn't do it justice. What I saw with my eyeballs was way cooler. But this looks amazing. Here's when they were doing some tests for Red Alert. This is the director, Paul. That might be a sound guy. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Can't tell. Here's a dark picture of me. And then there's J.J. Hertzler being interviewed. Really great guy. You always knew when he was around because you listen and you hear Martok walking around. And then here he is on the bridge waiting for his scene to shoot. This is a really cool guy, Chris. He's an actor, but also a lot of the actors, because they believe in this, they're just Star Trek fans. A lot of the people that were acting, when they weren't acting, they were behind the camera helping out with production, like, with the sets and moving stuff and lights and things like that. Here's me, Alec Peters, and JG. I have this hat, by the way. Not the one he's wearing, but I have one just like it. This is actually JG's hat. He traded it. He gave it to Alec, and then Alec, of course, this is, well, he already planned on giving JG that hat, because that's the hat for, that's the Hercules emblem for his ship. This is Crystal. She did a lot of work behind the camera, but also she was acting in a couple scenes as well. This is one of the actors. I can't remember his name, but he was just hanging out on one part of the set looking at his phone. I said, hey, can I take a picture real quick? He's like, sure. So there you go. Here's the director, Paul, and that same gentleman behind the scenes, just talking about shots. Rob Crawford says, Chris is from my hometown of Sacramento. Yes, he is. This is just another shot between scenes. This is JG talking with Stogie. Let's see. This is Wright. He's a photographer. And I would say it's James. There's so many people. When I first arrived at the set, there was like 5 people. There was like 5 people there the first day I got there, and 3 of them, their name was Scott. Out of the 5 people that were there. The next day, there was like 75 people there every day. This is Sally. She's an Egotastic FunTime fan, as well as a Star Trek fan, of course. She was there helping out as a volunteer. She tracked me down, and it was great talking to her. She's an Egotastic FunTime fan. There was a couple of you guys there coming up to me saying, oh, I love your channel. It was great to meet you guys. I wish we had more time to hang out, but of course, I was nonstop. I was on my feet all day, every day, just walking around, and the only times I sat down was to get on my phone to do social media stuff from the pictures I was taking, which was funny because I was doing that, but people thought I was just hanging out looking at my phone, so they'd come and talk to me, just random people, not like Egotastic FunTime fans or whatever. And I was like, oh man, I'm actually working when I'm on my phone. This is one of the actresses. I believe her name's Amber. And this whole setup here is when they were doing cast interviews and production people interviews. This is for the behind the scenes, the Blu-ray. This was an actor named James. He was playing Tanaka. And this is him just preparing his lines before he shoots the scene. This is the video village right here. This is when they were shooting his character interview. You know how in Prelude it's documentary style, so the characters are being interviewed talking about their recollection of what was going on during the 4 Years' War. That's them filming his scene aboard on the bridge. I believe her name was Jenna, I want to say. She was the line producer. And man, she was like on it. She runs a tight ship. I was so incredibly impressed with anybody that's just commands, you know, she's just on it. She had that earpiece. Stuff was going on with the earpiece. She was just telling people this, and that. Very impressed with anybody with that type of commanding, with that work ethic. This is Brianna. She was in charge of, she did costume, makeup type stuff, as well as anything that was needed of her, but also she was acting in some of the bridge scenes. I believe this is Rob, one of the actors, serving aboard the Ares. Really nice guy. This is Alec having a chat with Captain April. Another actor. Don't know what his name is. We'll just call him Good Guy McCree. In the costume area, there was a permanent installation along this wall of Aaron Eisenberg's uniforms from DS9. These are the actual uniforms that he wore. When you open them up on the tag in the back, they always said Aaron on them, because these are the ones he actually wore, and it had a nice little poster of Aaron above them. Nice little remembrance of him. So Aaron Eisenberg's costumes were there. So anytime somebody walked through, they'd see them and they'd think of Nog, and they'd think of Aaron, and they'd smile and be in a good mood. It was very heartwarming that they put that there. This is a picture that I took of, this is an actor named Raj. I believe he was playing an admiral, I want to say. And then, of course, this is Alec Peters, who's playing Garth Vizar. There's Raj and myself striking a pose. This is Tanaka, and then I can't remember this gentleman's name. Very nice fella. Here's one of the dailies. Well, I think we've seen that already, actually. And okay, right here, okay, you see these weird yellow things? So what they would do is, and we're all wondering what these were, right? What they would do is they place them in certain spots, and then they move the camera to a certain angle, and then all of a sudden that angle becomes, and they had some crazy lights going on, and all of a sudden it becomes engineering. In the screen, it looks like engineering, just by changing the camera angle, putting those things up there real quick, changing the lighting, boom, engineering's in the background. This is a gentleman playing an engineer, very funny guy. And there's me. I don't remember this lady's name, but she's of course an actress. There's another actress. I won't reveal anything about her character. Actually, she already gave it away in one of the live streams, so you have to watch the live stream, the latest live stream at the very end. And we're back to the beginning. So that's some of my pictures that I took. I took a lot of pictures, you guys. But yeah, the whole time I was there, and I said this a few times. I said it on a live stream, and I said it to Alec at one point. I was like, it feels like Gene Roddenberry is here somewhere. Like he has an office off to the side. He's just signing, looking over papers and stuff like that. It really felt like I was on a Star Trek production, or what I would think a Star Trek production would be like. Yeah, you love the use of simple physical effects for effective results. Now that's stuff that happens on every set. This felt no different. Absolutely no. It looked no different, and it felt no different than any Hollywood set I've ever been on. and it was a throwback. I went there not knowing what to expect, and I was thinking, okay, I don't know, I kind of have an idea, and then I got there, I was like, oh my god, I had to look outside and it felt crappy outside, nice and humid and hot. I was like, okay, I'm not in LA, but when I look in here, it looks like I'm in LA. Thank you very much, Scott. Appreciate it. Yeah, I had a great time, and now I know, because I've chatted with Alec Peters, on the internet, on the phone, things like that, a couple of emails. He's always been very nice to me, but also I was like, well, we're going to be hanging out. I'm really going to be able to know, because I don't trust anybody. I have to get to know them and see how they operate first before I make my judgment. And so I got there, and now I know the dude is just a huge Star Trek fan. Every conversation he had with anybody was always having something to do with Star Trek or sci-fi. He's also a huge Stargate fan. Super busy, being pulled in every direction. People saying, okay, I need this. The phone's always ringing. He's, conducting business, things like that, but always going up to people, seeing how they're doing. Came up to me about 5,000 times, made sure I had everything I need, that I'm doing okay. And then at the same time, he's like, oh, let's go get something to eat, things like that. So he's just a cool dude who's just a huge Star Trek fan. And so that was nice to know, because there's lots of rumors that go out there, people talking about stuff they don't quite know, they weren't there, they don't know about. So now I know firsthand what the situation is, and so now I'm like, okay, cool. I'm really excited to have worked with him, and hopefully we'll do some more stuff, because I'm very, reserved with people that I don't know. I'm always watching, making sure, see where they're coming from, because I don't trust anybody. I've just always been that way. So now I know he's a great guy. So hopefully I've been able to bring that across to you guys as well. Coolness, Joe Diaz says, coolness. That's a rumor that came out right when we started filming Vekas Devgan. JP, I heard that Axonar was just served with another cease and desist letter recently, and I don't think that's true at all. Then I stayed at Alex's place. We talked a lot about everything, stuff that I won't repeat, and no, as far as I can tell, he didn't know anything about that. I think that was just some person putting out, trying to get some of them clicks, you guys. Or maybe they heard it from somewhere and then they put the video out to get the clicks. But as far as I know, the production was well within everything that they're supposed to be doing for CBS, and there was no word at all of CBS saying anything about, coming down on them at all. But yeah, you guys, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I was very surprised. I was thinking that it was gonna look kind of like Prelude looked. I thought, Prelude was a great quality for, ultimate fan film. And I was thinking this would be maybe a little bit better. No, this is gonna be 5 to 6 times better than what you saw in Prelude. So if you're a Prelude fan, this is gonna knock your socks off. Did you talk about the guy who lost his lawsuit for IP infringement against STD for ripping off his tardigrades? Anas Abdeen? No, I haven't talked about him at all. It's sad that he lost his lawsuit. But the corporations have all the power. You just gotta try to let it not get you down. The whole thing with the CBS lawsuit in Axonar was Axonar saying, no, this is for the fans, by the fans, and they tried to stand up to CBS, and CBS still came down. And they had a great case, lawyers on their side, and CBS is the big corporation. I don't care what they do, no matter what they do to you, to me, to anybody else. If somebody takes them to court, they're gonna win, no matter what. I don't care how much evidence you have, whatever. They're not going to win. We're just not set up for that. Our society is not set up for the little guy anymore. You can have videotape of them saying, "Oh, we're gonna we stole this and we stole that, and they would still win. Joel Diaz says, that is total legitness from JP. Yeah, I give him a thumbs up to the Action R production. I didn't know exactly how I felt. I was on the fence, and now I'm all in. I'm like, yeah, these are great people that really care about making something great for the fans. Now, one thing that Alec did say to somebody at some point is the next thing that they do, like this is the culmination. This is the Star Trek thing that they've been trying to do for years, and it's finally going to get done. It's finally being able to be started. CBS, put the brakes on it as much as they could. Well, the brakes are off, and they're going forward, and it's kind of probably good that it took so long, because now it's, for some reason, having to wait, just lit that fire, and now it's bigger and better than it's ever going to be. But I believe his next production, he says, next production is going to be something sci-fi, but it's not going to be Star Trek. We're doing the ultimate Star Trek thing that we always wanted to do. We'll do some other sci-fi thing next time that, they'll write something original now that they did ultimate fan film coming out. Now, I told him this, I think I said it in a live show as well. Seeing how it's being done documentary style, just like Prelude was, I really think a documentary style Star Trek show would be amazing. Every episode just about some other part of the timeline, done documentary style. CBS, even if you want to do that, if you do it well, go ahead and do that. Somebody do that. It's such an original idea for Star Trek. You can take on so many different parts of the timeline. Some little story in the canon that some characters referred to at one point, you can dive into that and do some fun stuff with it. Kalen Kramer, he could sell the Ares Bridge. Well, I think the Ares Bridge is going to be used for other people who want to use it at the studio. I know that the next Axanar fan film, which is a different production company, it has nothing to do with Alec Peters, but he is letting them use the bridge set to film it. I know some kids filmed. He had some school kids come in and film a Star Trek fan film with it. They said it came out a lot. It was fun. It was really great. So it's gonna be for other people to come in and use for their fan films. But also, you could redress it and have it not be Star Trek at all. It could just be some other type of starship if you want it to be. Jason Link, Seth approached CBS about Trek. They said no, so he made the Orville. That's exactly right, Jason. Seth MacFarlane went to CBS a few years ago. He said he would like to be in charge of the new Star Trek because he thinks he can really do it justice, this, and that. He as a fan, he wanted to make sure it was on the right track. They said hell to the no. So he says, F you, I'll go make my own. And now we have the Orville. And I'm glad we have the Orville. I'm glad they didn't say yes to Seth MacFarlane, because if they did say yes, he probably would have made it better than what we got, but he would have had to deal with all that CBS corporate BS, which would have ruined whatever he was trying to do, right? He wouldn't have full control. He would start doing it, and they would start making him make changes to it, and then it would just it'd be Seth TD. So we got the Orville. We would never have gotten Seth Trek with CBS. It would have been Seth TD. Yeah, it's going to be real-ish Star Trek for sure. It's going to be, but it's going to look cinematic. A really cool thing they did on the set, and this was an inside production tip I never even heard of before, but it made sense, was they told me. I walked into the bridge set, and this is happening a bunch of times throughout the shoot, and I look around, and it's all hazy, kind of smoky inside. And, I was taking pictures, and it looks all hazy, and I was thinking my phone lens was dirty. But I'm looking around, everything's hazy, like they had a fog machine, and then it just fills up everything with a slight haze. And they said, no, productions do that, because when you fill up a little bit of haze in the air, everything you film looks even more cinematic. So let that be a little word to the wise there for any of you future filmmakers. Put a little bit of a haze in the air, and everything you film will look more cinematic. The Orville pounds it to the max. All right, you guys, we did almost 2 hours. We talked about the Orville. We talked about Star Trek Picard. We talked about Star Trek Discovery. We talked about Axanar. We talked about stupid CBS. So I think we gotta end this stream for the night, you guys. And if we're gonna end it right. So, on that note, you want me to pull your finger, Peyote Pete? And don't forget to check out Twitch, you guys. The link is down below. We're gonna be just continuing these conversations. I think the video games get in the way of the conversations, and I'm more about the conversations. I'll play video games in my own time. How about that? All right, so if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. Here we go. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today, and I talked about it. How about you? Are you excited for the Orville Season 3? Are you excited for Star Trek Picard Season 1? Are you excited for Star Trek Discovery Season 3? Are you excited for Axanar? Are you excited for CBS? Nah, you can be excited about any of those other things, though. Why would you be excited about CBS? Oh, I can't wait for the new CSI show. It's going to be great. You can let me know what you think by joining the conversation below. And thank you so much, you guys, for liking, sharing, and supporting my stupid show and turning up to the live streams and having these wonderful chats with me. I do these live streams just to chat with you guys. Why else would I be here? Why else would I be here? I'll see you very soon, and as always, I hope all your times are egotastic fun times. Love you, bye-bye.
Egotastic fun time, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic fun time, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. I love money. Give me all your 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 money.